the former speaker, hindi tayo nagta-target dito. Dumating lang sa ating attention, but we cannot disregard because sabi ko nga, there were persistent reports na ang initial information nga sa pangalan ni Diskaya na or kay Diskaya na ibenta. So it appears now na hindi totoo kasi ang naging role lang allegedly ni Carla Diskaya, yun nga, dumating siya doon February or January at sinasabihan sila, umalis na kayo dyan. So yun lang ang pinagtataka natin. So hindi naman ito enough to implicate or to implead the former speaker. But this is something that the DOJ or the ombudsman or the ombudsman can follow through. We are only providing a lead for whatever it is worth. Yun lang ang purpose dito. Because if you really want to go after the so-called, sabi nyo nga, wag yung sapsap at saka mga dilis, hanapin yung malaking isda. And this is the direction that we are taking. But I repeat, hindi ito enough, itong information is not enough to implicate, not even implicate the former speaker. This is just, we may just consider this as a lead kasi merong connection. But of course, dininay naman ni Carla Diskaya, so let's leave it at that. So with that, I would like to ask your permission to excuse the two ladies. Meron pa? Sige, okay.
Thank you for the explanation, Mr. Chair. Dito sa code namin, sino si Marie?
Romualdez Media Servicio Production Corporation.
Sino yung sino yung Joy? So ikaw si May. May, napanood mo ba si Saldico nung siya ay nagpadala ng mga video na kung saan sinabi niya na nag-deliver siya ng 1P doon sa bahay yan sa Tamarin Road in Forbes. Nasa rito nasa social media to. Lahat napanood to Napanood mo?
Hindi ko po siya direkta na panood, pero nung sinabi po, nabanggit po sa amin regarding 30 Tamarind, we got curious.
Oo, naging curious ka. Pagkatapos, natatandaan mo ba na sinabi ni Saldico na si Speaker Martin ang nag-designate nung lugar na yon na pagdadalhan ng 1B? Nandun din sa yun. Di ko lang matandaan yung pagkakasabi, pero yung gist ganito niya sinabi. Napanood niyo ba yun?
Wala po ako matandaan na ganong Pero nabasa po namin yung report regarding sa 30 Tamarin.
Yun nga. And then,
Natambakan ng pera.
maaring natatandaan nyo na sinabi rin ni Saldico, doon din sa na yun, sa paghahayag na yun, na si Yusek Jojo Cadiz ang tumanggap na yun ay drop-off lamang ng delivery sa bahay daw ng ating Pangulo daw sa Nara. Ando, siya yung nagsasabi siya nagsasalita Napanood ko yun Tinatanong ko lang kung kayo napanood nyo din yung ganong klaseng paghahayag na ginawa ni Saldico.
Hindi po namin nasubaybayan yung mga hearing at saka yung news. Naging curious lang po kami nung nagkaroon na nga po ng report tungkol dun sa 30 Tamarin.
Okay.
So hindi po namin matandaan yung news na ganun po.
Okay, baka naman gusto nyo ring alisin yung takip para makita namin kung gaano kayo kaganda. Kasi alam ko, magaganda po kayo. Kung okay lang naman po, kung hindi naman, okay din po sa amin.
Actually, request nila Senator Marcoleta na kung pwedeng, kaya nga Elias yung ginamit ko, pinuko naman yun yung pangalan
Pero kasi yung kagandahan hindi pwedeng ipagkait, Mr. Chair. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so let's move on. So you are excused, Maria and Joy. Elias. Sige. Thank you very much. The OSAA you'll be turned over to the OSAA for your own security. Thank you very much. On a lighter note, kanina kasi, pinapalis natin yung talukbong ni RD Pakanan. Sabi niya, ayaw niya. alam nyo, sabi ng staff ko, isang Google lang, nandyan yung kanyang, yung kanyang mukha eh. So, bakit kailangan magtakip? Isang Google nga lang. Pakita mo nga yung Google. Just a screen. Andiyan ba? Meron pa tayo? Ayan ang mukha mo, Director. Bakit kailangan magtalukbong ka public, sabi nga ni Senator Kiko, public official ka hindi mawawala ng file sa, ayan si Director Pakanan. Sabi ko on a lighter note kasi wala namang importansya yan. So let's move on. I would like to recognize the Honorable Congressman from the 1st District of Batangas, Congressman Leandro. What can you share with the committee?
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I would be glad to answer any questions that you might have, specifically on the contents of the Cabral files. I also understand that DPWH is here, so perhaps they would be also well positioned to lead the discussion. But with Secretary Manny Bonoan here also, I believe this is a great opportunity to learn more about how the system of the budget allocations have worked. And I have here a printout of the list of over 17,000 projects, and they are actually divided into 12 major tags. Mr. Chair, it would be worth reading the major tags. There is a allocable of 401.3 billion, BNI 10 of 6 billion, BIP on top of 33.4 billion, Senti 2025 of 100 billion, F1 of 10 billion, N1 Prio 1 of 20 billion, non-allocable of 61.5 billion, OPESAP of 8 billion, OT2 of 21.27 billion, Sandy of 14 billion, Senators of 20.5 billion, and SMB/others of 25.6 billion. This is based, sir, on the copy that I obtained as well as another copy that I have seen that was separately obtained from the DPWH.
Yeah, may we ask the DPWH, are you familiar with the documents read out by Congressman Leviste?
No, Mr. Chair. We have no copy of
If you are shown
this
a
one.
copy, can you attest to the authenticity of the document? Page, pakibigay nga isang kopya sa kay Undersecretary Bernabe.
Actually, this is just a printout po.
Mr. Chair, if I may also call in Yusek Nick Conti from our planning service.
Please take your seat. With your indulgence, Congressman, para lang makita natin kung properly authenticated ng DPWH. In the meantime, the members can ask questions while waiting for the DPWH to examine the documents.
Mr. Chair, while the DPWH is also here, we also have the budget per district summary, which was also obtained from them that maybe the page can also give them.
Mr. Chair, yeah, we are comparing the documents now, and
ahead.
what we have is the second batch of documents pertaining to the district allocations per budget allocations per district. As to the first set of files given to us, we have no personal knowledge of these files.
Can you make a quick perusal para ma-determine nyo alin ba dyan yung pwede nyo agad na masabing ang source talaga DPWH at masabi nyo hindi yung iba? Kung hindi naman, you can do it at a later date, kung gusto nyo yung iuwi as
Mr. Chair,
homework.
ito pong pangalawang set of files, we can validate. Ito po yung hawak ko ngayon. Ito pong first set, we will have to look into this. But I would surmise baka ito po yung galing sa computer ni late Undersecretary
Yeah.
Cabral.
So yung second batch, we can allow him to proceed, ano? To
Yes, Mr. Chair.
digest o kaya iparinig sa atin sa public hearing na ito kung ano yung nilalaman. Yung second batch daw, okay lang.
Mr. Chair, yung second batch actually na-post na rin sa Facebook nung Disyembre at summary lang naman po.
No, I'm referring to the Blue Ribbon Committee records. No? Yung Facebook, hindi naman pwedeng gawin record ng Blue Ribbon. So you can discuss the second batch of documents if you wish. If not, then it's okay. So we can
I'd be happy to answer any questions na lang that you may have po. But may I also add, Mr. Chair, that...
Mr. Chair, sandali. Mr. Chair, if the good congressman will be the one to identify or talk about the contents of the files, I don't think he is competent because he is not part of the PWH. He is not even a staff of the PWH. He has nothing to do with the preparation of the entries, the consolidation of the reports. He has no personality to testify. I think what he can testify is limited only on how he was able to obtain the files from DPWH, particularly from the office of Yusek Cabral. At least, from legal standpoint, it is not proper for the congressman to identify or make any explanation as to the contents of the files. He will be incompetent. First of all, I don't think these files which he got has been authenticated by the DPWH. As I can see, they are refusing to render the authentication.
na-authenticate nila yung second batch. Yun ang nire-refer ko na pwedeng i-discuss based on his own analysis.
Yes,
Yung second batch that he submitted, authenticated na.
So, yes, Mr. Chair, that is one I would like to ask them. How do you authenticate? Is this a public record or a private record?
This is of public record, Mr. Chair. This is a
how do
summary
you,
of...
kasi under the law, ang authenticate lang doon sa inano ng Supreme Court sa rules ng electronic evidence, mga private documents lang. Considering, Mr. Chair, that these are public documents, will you please tell us the manner by which you identify or authenticate public documents?
Mr. Chair, we are just authenticating that these documents emanated from the DPWH. These summaries of
Wala ba
the...
siyang considering that these are digital records, wala bang digital signature? Yun lang, pag meron digital signature by any way, I think the committee will accept it.
Walang digital signature, Mr. Chair. However, we have knowledge of the
The
authorship
digital
of
signature, hindi naman yung signature talaga eh. There are various ways by which these documents can be categorized as having digitally signed, not necessarily the signature of whoever is the custodian of that document. You understand? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
The Vice Chairman is recognized. And then Senator Bam.
Yeah, would just like to ask former Secretary Bunoan.
By the way, deferred na